coming out to the garden with Mommy? Come on, let's go. You want to go up this way or you want to go up this way? Well, let's go see. Come on, Gimpy. Where's my girls? All right, well, you know what this might be. It said it was a flycatcher. There, a little glitch there. This was they said it was a flycatcher on my picture app, my plant app, but it might be a Lisianthus. I'm gonna have to put it in a bigger pot and see if it will grow some pretty flowers. We'll see. The grapes, I think, are looking good. We have green grapes and we have purple grapes. And they're not ready yet, I know that, but there's some nice, this vine is so awful. It wraps around the canes and yep, it's wrapping around one of the new canes that's growing. Get off of my cane. Hopefully I don't break it, but this stuff is awful. I'll have to get in here and get that vine out. Here's a few. There's a few. Hi, Simba. Here's a nice one. A nice pack. Our asparagus. I think it's going to do awesome next year. You know, see this vine? It's everywhere over here. I'm glad it's not over in my cut flower garden, but it is all over the garden. Yeah, I'll have to get that out too. My husband and I made a fence for the coons and the possums. All right, where is that cantaloupe in there? It's in there somewhere. Yep, it's underneath the leaves. You can't hardly see it. And we got little watermelon. I ought to go in here and see if we have any cucumbers and fix it. I'll do that today real quick, but right now I just want to take you around and show you what's happening. This was a volunteer cherry tomato. And we got a little bit of broccoli growing. And we have some buds and blooms on the peppers. And we still have that one. I ought to just pick it. It hasn't gotten any bigger. I'll come back through today. Might get some more beans. Some of them were just rotting off. All the rain we've had. Onions are looking good. Some of them's getting rotted a little bit. Got soft with all the rain. These can come out. Their stems have fallen. I'm going to pick that lettuce today. My husband's taking me out to eat this evening, so I don't have to worry about cooking. And I was letting out some of the water yesterday because these pans were full. And a little worm came out, a little cabbage worm. So I sprayed them. So they got to go in. It's still a little too muddy, but maybe tomorrow or the next day we'll get in there and till this up so I can put the Brussels sprouts in. I did not call it broccoli, did I? I think I did. It's Brussels sprouts. They look nice. They look nice and they're growing out here. They don't mind the weather. Of course, it hasn't been real hot. My Gerber's been putting out some pretty daisies. Everything's wet, so I don't have to water. That's one nice thing. And impatiens, my balsam impatiens are growing like weeds. And I put these nasturtiums over here. They look pretty sad, but they're blooming anyway. I should just get rid of them, but I didn't do them very well this year. Boy, the salvia is getting big. These are growing good, and geraniums, and look at this coleus. Isn't it just gorgeous? That's so pretty. Pretty, pretty. Hi, Gimpy. Hi, Simba. Where'd Lucy go? Lucy! Lucy! I wonder if she snuck in inside. I don't know. An orange bloom on this one. There's the Tithonian. I'm going to put these up front next year. They get about 10 foot tall, so I thought they'd be good in front of the house. They do put off awful pretty flowers. Little sunflowers. My hibiscus. I'll just, we'll see what happens next year with it. Hey, 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 no fighting. No fighting. Be nice, kitties, please. I know you want to chase Skimpy, but please don't chase my kitties. Be nice. Let's go in here and see. Little coneflowers are getting bigger. Black-eyed Susans. I've got to go ahead to look for flat rock. We've got a lot of rock, and my husband's going to help me put it in here. It's got to be down in the ground far enough where my doors can shut. But yes, and I'm going to do flat rock steps all through here where it kind of goes out around like this a little bit, and then I don't know where I'll stop, but I don't know about my GoPro. I hope it don't give out on me. It's all I have. I'm gonna have to go to my phone and use my phone. That means I gotta take all the pictures off of it because it won't handle much more gigabytes and doesn't have a lot more room. I needed to do that a long time ago. I keep saying I'm going to do that and clean it off, but I never get it done. I wonder if I should cut them down and let them reflush. I probably should, and I didn't bring my clippers with me. This is starting to fill out. Black pearl peppers and the mahogany splendor. How pretty. And look at the lilies. I'm so glad it's not real windy. But they're pretty tough. They are pretty tough. So pretty. Absolutely. All right, let's look at the flowers out here. Cosmos, zinnias. Take your pick of color, baby. It's just beautiful. And the dahlias are growing up. Oh my goodness. How pretty. I wonder how long these would last in a vase. I'm going to clip a few today and find out. I love these. These are starting to turn a little pink. The flamingo feathers. I'm going to put these up front with the Tithonian next year. Asters, they're still growing. They should start blooming pretty quickly, I would think. I was hoping these berries would hurry up so I can take this tree down. Well, the birds love the berries on this, so I left it. I didn't realize it would get so big, but I may get some gloves because it's kind of toxic. I may get some gloves and cut off these limbs so that these asters will grow, because that's what happened last year. I had cosmos hovering over my asters and they couldn't grow. They couldn't get any sunlight. Look how big the hairy ball milkweed got. It's very, very nice. The feather tops are pretty. I love doing this. I love making this cut flower garden. It's a pretty, pretty dahlia. And I got a Asian beetle. You know, they say that the birds are starting to eat these Asian beetles, and they're feeding them to their young, so they will have the taste and know what to eat when they get older. And so the birds will be the predators. But they're only here for like a month, so maybe it's more like July into August. Can't remember, but we haven't had very many this year. I didn't set out any bags, but I caught a lot of them last year, hoping that they didn't lay eggs in the grass, because that's what they do. They lay eggs in the grass for next year's crop of beetles. It's a little shrub, but I think it'll be perfect up here. I love it. Makes these little red floret things, and it's a lime firelight. Here we go. Lime sizzler firebush. I just thought it was perfect for here. It looks like fire, because that's where the fire comes through when they used to make horseshoes. Pretty cool. Yeah, these didn't do very good. Oh look, this is just sitting in water. I have holes at the bottom. They must be kind of plugged. Maybe that'll help it a little bit. And this one too. Oh well, it'll have to dry out. Unless we get more rain. I'm thankful we didn't get so much that, well, a while back, when was that? End of June, there were some floods. The Grand River flooded, because we live in the northwest hills of Missouri, and we don't get flooded because we're up on a hill. So we're lucky there. Let's go back here and see the hibiscus that I have in the pot. Sun's not shining, but it's nice and cool. It's a little muggy, but it's cool. Catnip's doing good. I need to harvest some of this and put it in their jar. I don't see any beetles on here. Usually they go after the peach trees. Oh look, how pretty. Yes. Very pretty. They're blooming. I gotta put a tag in with it being red. And that's gonna be red. I need some more tags to put in here so I know what colors they are. Because next year I'm gonna sell them. I'll keep them over winter this year, and then I'll sell them. This one looks like it's got a nice big bloom going to come out. This is a light pink. It's really pretty. All right. Boy, just not much to show. Just, I'm going to try to take out some weeds. I got my shoes on. Feel kind of lazy today, but I know I have some stuff to do. I need to go in and make some butter out of my whipping cream. Really isn't anything to harvest today, but I will go in that gate. See if I can't get in here by myself. Over here. If I mess it up, my husband will be back in about an hour. Okay. This is the gate. The little gate. Funky gate. Push that down in. Hang on. Lean back that way, will ya? Okay, I'll just lay it down a little bit. Okay, let's go in and see what we have for cucumber. Back a little bit. Oh, they have to go this way. It's nice that it's muddy because it's easier to push in the ground. Whoops, that's a little better. All right, let me see if I can do this. On it too, but I just wanted a little bit of this over. Wow, that's a big one. See? Nice big one. Here's that nice there's this cantaloupe, and then this cantaloupe. Nice. I know we'll get at least 2. That's my sweet potatoes, and then this is the watermelon. It's not growing very fast. I'm wondering if I probably ought to put some fertilizer on it to help it grow. Dang weeds, they just don't stop, especially when it rains. Okay, put some sand down there when my husband gets time to help. He's so helpful in the garden. I couldn't do it all without him. Here, let me take my cucumbers that I picked. Might as well pick this one. It doesn't look like it's growing anymore. Okay. Got some cucumbers. Oh goodness. I need a bucket. I need a basket, Simba. I need my basket. I need a basket. My sister-in-law is always bringing me something. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll find something for it. You know what I'm going to do first? It'd be my first Lisianthus that actually grew. How about that? I'm going to transplant this into a bigger pot. And what was I going to do with that? Oh, I need to repot my lemon tree. It gets so wet. But anyway, you guys, not much happening here right now. I know I've told you all the things that we're going to do with this property. And my husband is retired. He's a technician. He was a tech for 30 years with John Deere. And he's just taking it easy, chilling, just, you know, doing little projects here and there. And we're in our 60s. You know, I'm not young like some of the YouTubers are. And you know what? It's so refreshing to see these young people take on flower gardens and veggie gardens and make their gardens, and just what they do is unreal and beautiful. And I'm so tickled that passes on, you know. It's great. It just makes your heart feel good that when we're gone, there'll be somebody behind us doing what we were doing. So, because it seemed like for a long time there, you know, gardening was just not a thing. I've always liked to garden. Sometimes I was in places where I couldn't grow anything and didn't have the place or whatever. But I always loved to garden, and anytime I had a place or lived in a place where I could grow a garden, I was growing it. And this has not been gardened for a long time, and it's taking a while for keeping the weeds out of there. We're going to get some manure compost, cow manure compost. I think I finally got my husband talked into getting the 2x8 boards and just put boards all the way around it. And just it makes it look nice and tidy. And then we can put every year we can put in more good stuff and more and more and more. You know, when you're retired, sometimes you don't want to spend all that money. You know, it's not, you know, when he was working it was different. But when you're retired, you have to be really careful about your money. So it'll take time, little by little. We'll get it. We'll get the mulch. We'll get the manure compost to put in there, because I'm a big believer in cow manure compost. Because I tell you what, if I could have took you back to the time we had our motorcycle shop, and I was growing tomatoes and a few things in the garden. And we had a friend that had he worked on his grandpa's farm. And he said, oh, I'll bring you a whole truck full of load. He put that on there, and I tell you what, my tomatoes were huge, huge. They were not, them slicers were, and the taste was unbeatable. And that lasted in our garden for at least 5 years, if not a little longer. And then I started getting, I went to Menards, and they had, I can't remember the name of it, but it's clear at the end. It's the cheapest stuff you can get, but they had compost manure dirt. And I started getting bags of that every year to put in the garden, so it kept it good and it kept it fertilized. And you hardly ever had to fertilize anything with the manure dirt. But I did use a little Miracle Grow here and there, and you know, not much, but enough to really make an impact on the vegetables. So anyway, I just wanted to pass a little bit of that on, and how much cow manure is a fertilizer that's been around forever, since cows. You know, you see a manure spreader, that's pretty much what the farmers are using on their fields, is manure. And you know, you gotta let it sit in a pile. You know, you just can't go pick up a patty and use it. It's gotta ferment, and it's gotta sit there and go through the seasons and stuff, and all that. But it's good fertilizer. It's probably the best fertilizer out there. So anyway, I am going to go and replant this maybe Lisianthus, which would be the first one, because every year I have to try again, because they just don't grow for me very well. They'll get up about like this, and then they'll like, nope, ain't gonna do it, you know. And so this will be exciting. It'll be cool to have a Lisianthus, and I wonder if I could winter it over. We'll see. Right now, I'm going to transplant this Lisianthus, which I believe it probably is, because of all the seed I've had around here. It may have just dropped in a pot and decided to grow in the greenhouse, and because that's where it started, in the greenhouse. So I just thought it had some pretty leaves, so I went ahead and let it go. I took a picture of it for my plant app, and it said it was a flycatcher. I didn't read on though much. I just, oh, flycatcher, okay, good. I don't see it catching any flies. But we watched Garden Answer this morning, and Laura was going through some of her flowers, and Matt says, them leaves look just like those leaves on that flycatcher. I bet it's Lisianthus. So I looked it up, and it's in that variety. So I'm like, cool, we'll try it. We'll see what it does. Hope it's got a bud on it. I hope it blooms and becomes really pretty. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.